Hey everybody, Paddy here in a special edition of TFN for you this week, the Effin News. We are on our way to Stewart Island, Rakiura, Stewart Island. We've just left Fluff and we're heading there now. We'll have all of our regular features for you to watch or listen to in this show. We'll of course have the great Kiwi, we'll have the good Kiwi, and we'll have a brainy Kiwi for you. The difference is this one is an adventure. We're going to find them on the island. It's got a population of 440 people. Welcome to the southernmost edition ever of TFN.
Rightio, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Stewart Island Open Bay. We're going to be alongside the wharf very shortly. I just ask you to remain seated until we come to a complete stop and have tied up the vessel.
Good guys, thank you. This is a great honour to read a question in the greatest pub quiz on earth, the South Seas Hotel. I've done a lot of broadcasting down the years, but none of it compares to this. Question 15, in which decade was cigarette advertising officially banned on TV and radio in New Zealand? A, the 1960s, B, the 1980s, or C, the 2000s?
All right, thank you very much. Thank you.
Alright everybody, I've just landed at Little Glory Cove on Stewart Island and I've got one job to do here, and that is find a Kiwi, an actual Kiwi. Now we've come here around Stewart Island in a wee boat and we've seen albatross, we've seen seals, we've seen sea lions, we've seen penguins, we've seen the rarest penguin on earth, the hoi-ho penguin. But like I said, my mission is to find myself a Kiwi, a really good Kiwi, a Kiwi bird. And from here on in, it's a no talking zone. If we go onto this beach and we see a sea lion, what do we do?
Gather behind me.
Yeah.
I'm highly trained with my backpack. They'll just, I put a barrier between us. So they'll go up to that barrier, but they'll never really go past it.
What barrier are you going to put between us and the sea lion?
A backpack.
Backpack. So Sarah, you're a Kiwi guide.
That's right, yep.
That would mean that you obviously love Kiwi, the bird.
Absolutely love Kiwi the bird.
You do?
I do. What's not to love about them? They're super quirky, they're beautiful, and of course, personally they have, I really love them.
How do Kiwis, the people, react when they see Kiwi the bird?
New Zealanders, I've had so many awesome experiences on this beach in particular where Kiwi people cry when they see Kiwi bird, yeah.
They cry? They
cry. It's just a really, I don't know, it's something about our identity as New Zealanders, yeah. Intrinsic, and to be able to see one in the wild, it's pretty amazing.
And tell us about the Kiwi here on Rakiura, Stewart Island.
Well, it's a pretty unique species of Kiwi.
The tokoweka.
Yeah, the tokoweka. Taonga, protected species of course. Often seen in daytime and night, which is a unique feature of the Kiwi here. And what I love about this particular species of Kiwi is the whole whānau, or whole family group, really share that incubation period together. It's a long incubation of the egg, about 70 to 80 days. So they all look after that egg, but as soon as that Kiwi was born, after a week or so, that baby Kiwi is on its own.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's very, very vulnerable at that stage. Yeah. So, and it never gets fed by its parents, which astounds me. You know, all that loving care and attention in the egg itself, and then it's on its own.
And just to confirm, we're not allowed to talk in the bush, but we're allowed to talk on the beach.
That's right. So the sound of the sea mitigates any kind of noise that the Kiwi might hear. They do tend to hang out in the tussock line, and we're a fair way away from the tussock line there. Yeah. But in the bush, we often get very, very close to Kiwi, metres. So if we're stomping along or being noisy with our clothing or anything like that, they will hear us and just take off. So we've got some Kiwi footsteps here, folks. my hand down.
Wow,
That's
they're big.
big.
That is a
They're
big,
big.
that is a big
Big
kiwi
bird,
foot.
Yeah,
It's a big bird.
yeah. You see those drag marks?
So they drag their toe, do they?
Yeah, they drag their middle toe.
I never knew a kiwi dragged their middle toe.
Yeah, it's very distinct. Stick close together.
We saw a kiwi, guys. Who's happy? Who's happy? That was good, wasn't it? God, it was hard staying quiet for so long, but it was worth it. Hey, yeah, yeah. That was one hell of a kiwi we saw, wasn't it?
It was.
That was one hell of a kiwi.
One hell of a kiwi,
It
yep.
really was a good kiwi.
It was, Paddy.
No, it was a good kiwi, wasn't it?
Of course.
Kiwi.
Well, he was very well behaved.
You're a good kiwi too.
Same.
Okay, wow, there is nothing gooder than seeing a kiwi out in the wild like that. That was absolutely amazing, a really good kiwi, and thanks to the good kiwis, that took us from Real NZ. Thank you, Real NZ. Now, as you can see and hear, I am out to sea at the moment on a boat, but this morning, when I woke up on Rakiura Stewart Island, I needed to do what I usually do as a city slicker and get myself a good coffee. And I realised I could go and get my oat milk flat white from the southernmost cafe in the world, the cafe at the very, very southernest point that you can go to, a place called the Snuggery. Now, I'm definitely oat milk flat white. Yeah, yeah. Is that cool?
Simon Moyer.
I'm Maggie George.
And how did you come to be cafe owners on Stewart Island?
We made an effort to come down here and spent a week down here on holiday, and it stood out like immediately.
Yeah, I was still coming in on the ferry. I'm like, this is it. Which is
The place.
the place.
Yeah. We hadn't even stepped foot on the ground yet.
Yeah, I'm like, this is where we should live. And this building was for sale, and it just worked out really well.
And what made you think cafe on Stewart Island?
I've always wanted a cafe anyway. I think I've been saving Crownland cups since I was 14. So it was kind of always on the life list, and then Simon wanted to be self-employed, and
Yeah, I was up for a challenge, you know.
yeah.
Had faith in Maggie that we could make something work together.
Yeah.
So why did you really need a cafe
Because-
here, Maggie?
I was going to live here, there needed to be a good cafe.
So what was the look that you tried to bring in here, you know, if you could?
Just like 70s batch lounge,
Retro,
retro.
Kiwi sort of
Yeah.
like pottery or crockery or whatever you call it.
Just like, I think to match like when someone comes to Stewart Island, they feel like they're stepping back in time anyway. So it's just kind of to match that.
A Southland Kiwi crib was
Yeah.
Yeah.
what it feels like we're in.
Yeah. Which just matches perfectly
Yeah, and that's what
to
you
the
wanted.
island. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, as well as good coffee.
Yeah.
Because this is good coffee.
Okay.
This would be the southernmost coffee you could get in New Zealand in a cafe?
Yes,
Yeah.
we are. Yeah.
Wow.
Just by a few hundred metres, but we still
Hey.
got
Yeah, we'll take it.
Why is this called the Snuggery?
Snuggery in reference to like a cosy corner in a pub, or like a cosy corner of an
snug.
area.
A
yeah.
snug.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a snug. You're
yeah.
right. So we're like, oh, that's pretty cool. You know, people sometimes the weather gets pretty bad here. You want to shelter and stay warm and get snug out of the weather. On Ulva Island, there is a bay on the far side of it that is called the Snuggery.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a bit of local connection to the word the Snuggery.
Yeah, but it's a coincidence that you wanted to call it the
Yeah.
Snuggery,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then over
That's
there,
over here.
because Captain Cook went into that Snuggery.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
yeah, not this one. Captain
Oh,
Cook didn't
okay,
come
yeah,
in
yeah.
here.
Yeah, no, this one, yeah.
Yeah, he missed this one.
Yeah.
You guys are very brainy Kiwis for bringing a cafe to the very south, the very, very south of the country. So, thank you.
Oh,
Good
cheers.
coffee.
Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah, thank you guys.
Happy it's worked out.
Yeah, it's been a
Yeah,
fun
everyone
adventure.
definitely thought we were crazy. Like super crazy.
Yeah,
Worked
but we
out,
had
it was
faith.
Fine, yeah, we had
Yeah.
faith.
And it's worked out well.
Yeah,
It's worked out great. Yeah, it's a lot of work, but
So what's your lesson for other Kiwis then out of what you've learned from doing this?
if you've got a good idea, do your market research. It's hard, but it pays off. And have faith in yourself.
And how would you describe Stewart Island to the rest of New Zealand, having moved here and lived here for a little while?
Pristine on a good day. Slower paced. It's beautiful, but it does have its rough days. It does have its share of bad weather for sure. You don't have everything, but you don't need everything.
Yeah.
It's amazing what you can just learn to live without or adapt. And like I said, great community.
Yeah.
Anyone's out there to help you if you need it.
Yes, that was a great oat milk flat white. Thank you very much to the Snuggery, the southernmost cafe in the world. Now, if there's one other thing you need to do on Stewart Island is see a Kiwi. The other is catch a blue cod. Now, there's a guy called Fluff. Yes, his name is Fluff. That everybody says you got to talk to Fluff. You got to fish with Fluff. You've got to go out with Fluff. So I went out with Fluff, and I tried to get myself some blue cod as well as have a yarn with him at the same time. What does it mean to you to be a Stewart Islander? To you, Fluff Mesk?
Well, it is. It's sort of like a privilege, really, to live here for this long, and yeah, it is. It's a bit of a privilege to live here and know all the bays and the island fairly well, and yeah, show people, take people out and do what I do, and every day I'll make a plan and never goes to plan. This place obviously is no good.
I might have had a couple of bites then, fuck.
So I've obviously got to find some really stupid fish. They're no good?
Had a couple of bites. How long have you spent at sea?
We used to go to sea before we could go to school because Dad had babysitters. We'd go fishing and things, and we could all row a dinghy by the time we were sort of 3 years old. You'd be able to row a dinghy.
You'd row a dinghy by the time you were 3?
We never had life jackets in them days, but we all seemed to survive.
And how old are you now, if you don't mind me asking, so I can work out how long you've been at sea for?
64.
Shivers. So 61 years on the water, pretty much, in one way or another.
In one way or the other, yeah.
Yeah. And what do you love about being on the water?
Oh, I don't know. We didn't have much choice when we left school. Most of the boys went fishing, and most of the girls married fishermen. It was sort of the way Stewart Island used to be made up. Well, that's actually not too bad. That's
not too bad at all.
It's a little butterfish. Oh, 2 little butterfish. It's a female one here with the extra. It's not quite big enough.
And I've always wanted to ask this question of a fisher. What's the best fish you've ever caught? Because you must have one.
Mako shark. Well, it was quite exciting. Well, then I wouldn't catch another one. You know, like I caught one and then a great big shark, and the only thing that was any use was its teeth, and sort of a bit of a waste. So I wouldn't worry about catching any more. But
so how big was this shark you caught?
It was probably about 5 metres, 4 or 5 metres. So
you caught a 5 metre shark?
Yeah, on a crayfishing fishing boat I used to have. Right to the very bottom, and hopefully you get some fish fairly quickly.
Tell me, Gordon Ramsay came out with you?
Yeah, no, he was a good sort, and we both sort of similar age, and got on very well. Yeah. So.
Fluff, a lot of people are going to be wondering why they call you Fluff.
Oh, well, it was what I used to chase at high school was a girl, Lady Nellie Perry nicknamed me that.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And the nickname sort of stuck. My nickname was Sardine before that.
Oh, your nickname was Sardine?
Sardine before that.
Just before you go, tell us about this fossil.
Well, out the Chatham's made up in 4 volcanoes and came up, and it's got a big lagoon in the thing, and these sharks, there's great whites and that got caught in it as well, but the megalodons got caught in the lagoon, and when you get a storm and that, the teeth seem to wash out.
So that's how many million years old?
40 million years, they reckon. That
giant megalodon
was trapped there. Well, no, you get people, some out there that'll be 4 or 5 inches. The teeth are sort of that long, so this isn't that big a
baby tooth.
Big one, really. Yeah.
All right. Well, I reckon you're a great Kiwi. Yeah. Good on you. Yeah, so as you might have seen there were no blue cod pulled into that boat. Now, that was nothing to do with Fluff. He's caught millions of them in his lifetime, and he's a great Kiwi, but I am obviously a bit of a bad luck charm. But if you want to go fishing, just go without me, and I'm sure you'll get heaps of them with Fluff out on the island. Now, I'm on tour throughout the country. You can get tickets at www.paddygower.co.nz if you need them, and I'm on my way to Invercargill right now. But before I left Stewart Island, I decided to give them a taste of my show down at the iconic pub, the South Seas Hotel.
All right, we're not in fucking Fluff. Make some noise, Charlie, good evening! Ladies and gentlemen, the author of This Is the Fucking News, TV legend himself, here tonight live in Raccoon. Give it up for Paddy!
Some poor tourist just walked in here and wondered what the f was going on. Obviously, when you come to Rakiura, Stewart Island, there's two things as a tourist that you want to do, right? You want to see a kiwi in the wild, and you want to catch a blue cod. Two things, okay? So last night, went out, Sarah and Jan took me out. Yes, ticked the box. We saw a kiwi in the wild, so give a round of applause to Sarah and Jan. That takes me to the blue cod issue, okay? Paddy Gower has issues with blue cod, okay? Big issues. And this will also turn out that Paddy Gower has issues with fluff, okay? I come to the island, everywhere I go, you've got to meet Fluff, Paddy. You've got to talk with Fluff, go fishing with Fluff. Fluff this, fluff that, on the ferry over, get here, fluff this. Couldn't walk anywhere without hearing about this guy Fluff. Get on his boat. Oh yeah, how long have you been fishing for, mate? Since I was 3. How old are you? 64. 61 years fishing. Anyway, out there all afternoon. Not one blue cod.